Welcome, baseball fans. Today, we turn our attention to one of the most fascinating and quietly brilliant players in Major League Baseball. A man who defies every expectation, challenges every stereotype, and plays the game with a blend of intelligence, precision, and heart that's impossible not to respect. This is the story of Alejandro Kirk, a catcher whose rise to the big leagues wasn't defined by hype or headlines, but by skill, patience, and an unshakable belief in himself. His journey is a testament to what can happen when talent meets determination, when a player dares to rewrite the mold and prove that greatness doesn't always look the way people expect it to. Born on November 6, 1998, in Tijuana, Mexico, Alejandro Kirk's baseball journey began far from the lights of big league stadiums. Like many young Mexican players, he grew up surrounded by the sport, influenced by a culture that breathes baseball as deeply as it celebrates family and community. For Kirk, the game wasn't just a pastime. It was part of his identity, a shared language between him and his father, Juan Manuel, who coached him from a young age. Together, they built the foundation of his skill set, emphasizing fundamentals, patience, and respect for the craft. Those early lessons would one day separate Kirk from thousands of other prospects who dreamed the same dream. Unlike many players who are discovered in top-tier academies or high-profile tournaments, Kirk's journey was quiet, almost hidden. At just 5 feet 8 inches, and without the sculpted athletic frame scouts often drool over, he was overlooked by many evaluators who couldn't see past the surface. But the Blue Jays, and specifically scout Dean DeSillis, saw something others didn't. They saw a hitter with elite hand-eye coordination, a calm, repeatable swing, and a mature understanding of the strike zone that was years beyond his age. In 2016, the Toronto Blue Jays took a chance, signing Kirk as an international free agent for a modest bonus that would one day look like one of the greatest bargains in franchise history. From that moment, Kirk began a climb that would become the embodiment of perseverance. His early days in the minor leagues were marked not by flash, but by precision. While others tried to hit towering home runs, Kirk focused on what he did best, making contact, understanding pitchers, and staying disciplined. His approach at the plate was surgical. He didn't chase. He didn't panic. He saw the ball, trusted his mechanics, and hit line drives with effortless consistency. Coaches quickly realized they had something special, not just a good hitter for a catcher, but a great hitter, period. Then came his defensive evolution. Catching isn't an easy craft. It demands leadership, toughness, and the ability to manage an entire pitching staff. But Kirk thrived behind the plate. His frame, once considered a limitation, became an advantage, giving him balance and a low center of gravity that allowed him to block pitches efficiently and frame strikes with natural finesse. His throwing arm, sharp and compact, caught base stealers off guard. His game-calling instincts grew sharper with every inning. It wasn't long before teammates began to trust him not just as a catcher, but as a quiet strategist, someone who could read hitters, study tendencies, and guide a pitcher through difficult stretches. By the time 2020 arrived, Kirk had forced the Blue Jays to take notice. Despite the chaos of a pandemic-shortened season, his performance in the minors and summer camp was undeniable. He was called up to the big leagues, making his debut in September, and immediately, fans and analysts alike saw what the Blue Jays had been seeing all along. His swing was compact and confident, his plate discipline exceptional, and his presence unshaken. In just 9 games that year, he hit .375 and recorded his first home run, a glimpse of what was to come. But 2021 tested him in new ways. Adjusting to the full demands of a major league season, the travel, the preparation, the pressure wasn't easy. He split time between the majors and minors, working tirelessly to refine his conditioning, improve his pitch framing, and solidify his chemistry with the Blue Jays rotation. It was a learning year, the kind that separates temporary flashes from long-term mainstays. And Kirk, true to form, used it to grow rather than retreat. That growth fully blossomed in 2022, the year Alejandro Kirk officially became a household name among Blue Jays fans and baseball enthusiasts alike. He emerged not only as one of the most consistent hitters in Toronto's lineup, but as one of the best offensive catchers in all of baseball. His plate discipline bordered on elite, a rarity for any hitter, let alone a young catcher. He hardly swung at bad pitches, controlled counts like a veteran, and drove the ball to all fields with quiet power. By the end of that season, Kirk had earned All-Star honors and captured the Silver Slugger award as the best hitting catcher in the American League. That moment wasn't just validation, it was vindication. It proved that skill, not stereotypes, defines success. In an era where athleticism and raw power often overshadow refinement, Kirk stood out as a reminder of what baseball has always valued at its core: precision, timing, and intelligence. He didn't need to hit 40 home runs or steal bases to be valuable. His bat-to-ball skill, his ability to grind through at-bats, and his knack for putting the ball in play with purpose made him indispensable. But what truly separates Kirk from many of his peers is his composure. Whether it's a two-strike count with the game on the line or managing a pitcher through a bases-loaded jam, he never looks rattled. His calmness radiates through the team. He doesn't showboat or draw attention to himself. Instead, he leads by example, steady, reliable, and quietly confident. In a clubhouse filled with personalities and stars, his presence brings balance. Kirk's journey also speaks volumes about the spirit of Mexican baseball players in the majors. Like Fernando Valenzuela before him and Julio Urias in the modern era, Kirk carries a deep pride in representing his country on one of the biggest stages in sports. He's not just playing for himself. He's playing for every young player back home in Mexico who dreams of making it but feels overlooked. His success is a beacon, proof that it doesn't matter where you come from or what you look like. If you work hard and play the right way, your game will speak louder than anything else. And through it all, Kirk remains humble. He's not one for headlines or controversy. He keeps his focus on the field, on the craft, on the team. His demeanor reminds fans of the timeless values baseball teaches: patience, consistency, and grace under pressure. He doesn't chase trends or social media attention. He just shows up and delivers. Every game, every inning, every pitch. Now, as he continues to grow as a cornerstone of the Blue Jays' future, Kirk's impact extends beyond numbers. He's helping mentor younger pitchers, refine team chemistry, and embody what it means to be a professional in every sense. His presence gives Toronto stability, a player who can be trusted to handle both the bat and the glove with excellence. Alejandro Kirk's story is still being written, but it already carries a message that transcends baseball. Greatness isn't measured by size, hype, or flash. It's measured by precision, by understanding your role, and by the ability to stay true to who you are in a world that constantly tells you what you're not. Kirk is proof that staying authentic, focusing on what you can do, not what others say you should do, is the ultimate advantage. So when fans watch Kirk step into the batter's box or crouch behind the plate, they're not just watching a player. They're watching a craftsman at work, a student of the game who honors it with every action. And as his career continues to unfold, one thing is certain: Alejandro Kirk will always be more than an underdog story. He's a reminder that baseball's heart still beats strongest in those who play it the right way, with discipline, humility, and an unshakable love for the game. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this long-form tribute to Alejandro Kirk, a player who represents intelligence, resilience, and pure baseball artistry, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories celebrating the athletes who remind us why we fall in love with the game.